Okay, everyone, this is Pat Cook, and this is episode number 13 of As My Weight Loss World Turns. And I just wanted to say, first of all, um, a very big welcome to my friends on YouTube. Hi, guys. I know I haven't posted in a while. I know that. Well, I'm gonna make sure that this one kind of fits in there. Okay. So so just give me a break. I'm only kidding. Okay, give me Josh me a little bit, but anyway, um, I'm gonna write to you about. I'm also posting a video about something that happened just today, as a matter of fact, or what there is left of it. On September 1st, 2009. When I went to visit a super salad restaurant. Now, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a chain of restaurants that's like a country buffet restaurant. If you've ever been to one of those restaurants, it's kind of like that. Only it's well, shall we say, a little bit. It's kind of like restricted to kind of soups and sandwiches, that kind of thing. So anyway, I I shouldn't say soups and sandwiches, but rather soups and salads and I guess some baked goods and stuff. So that kind of thing. So anyway, I go into the place, give me a plate full of salad, like this. Get put all kinds of lettuce and salad fixings on it. I put some fat-free dressing on it, Italian to be exact. Didn't want to get the real heavy kind. Although I think the one thing that I did, and the one thing I did put on there that was probably a little bit too heavy was probably the roasted vegetables. I'd kind of put those in the top, but there weren't really that many of them. But it got to be a point where, as I was eating the food, that I thought that maybe I would need a doggy bag, or a to-go container. Well, as it so turns out, this place does not have such a does not have a policy where that allows you to have to get a to-go container whenever you want to. So in other words, even though even though you pay for a dine-in meal, you still, quote unquote, are not entitled to to take it home with you if you can't eat it in the restaurant. This basically means you either have to get the to-go meal, or you have to hamstring, or better bring along the handcuffs and shackles, because you ain't leaving the restaurant unless you clean your plate. Seriously, seriously, and I don't know why. There are the adage that you got to clean your plate. Now, well, I say, give me a choice of taking it home if I feel I can't. If I find I can't hack, if I find I can't eat it there, give me a choice. And I'll tell you why. And this is particularly for those people who've never gone through bariatric surgery before. Okay, if you've never gone through bariatric surgery before, there is nothing, I mean nothing, more embarrassing than going to a fast food restaurant or other chain, going out in public basically, and feeling like you're going to barf, feeling like you're going to throw up. I mean, here you are, you're in a restaurant, you're full of people, you're in a restaurant and full of people who are not only conversing amongst each other, but eating their food and enjoying themselves and their food. Meanwhile, you're the only dork in the whole place who's not only trying to enjoy his food, but is also looking around, kind of leery, kind of, paranoid, if you will, being the only dork who's like sitting there, just sitting there, sort of like taking the that that look. If you've ever, those of you who have gone through it, you're like sitting there saying, okay, this thing will go away sooner or later. So like you feel all gassy and whatever. Maybe not gassy, but anyway, you get the idea. But for those of you who've never gone through it, gone through bariatric surgery, lap band, whatever, believe me, there's no worse feeling than going through this, through that. I ought to know. So anyway, I was told, I asked one of the servers if I can have a to-go bag container. She said, we don't issue them. Once you pay for a dine-in order, we don't issue them. And you're not entitled. You're not entitled to one. And she kind of got the impression that I was like thinking, oh brother. And I was like, because I was like thinking, well, that's ridiculous. Why, And she was reading that, so she asked if I wanted to speak to the manager. And I'm like, yeah, that would be helpful, yes, So anyway, I speak to the manager, and she basically reiterates the same thing the clerk told. The clerk said, only she cited company policy. And I figured, well, okay, well maybe this will convince you. So I whip out my card here. I should have my props with me. As soon as I can get it out. I always have to bop the table here. Okay. Sooner or later, I'll get it out. I should have these with me.